Alright, let's talk about Dreamcast and emulation. Here's my original OG system. And here's my 3D printed case. Working power button, where the power button will be here. Yeah, obviously this button does nothing because we don't need an eject like we would here. On the front panel you got these four, but in here, to access the four on the Ryzen board, you just pop this off. And then you have access to USB-C, two USB 3.0s, and that just snaps, just pops back on there super easy. On the back, you have HDMI, your DisplayPort, two extra USB 3.0s. Right now I have a keyboard and mouse combo plugged in here, and then my controller, HDMI, networking cable, and power. And I'm going to show you, I married it with this nice little, Xbox white controller that's just, I think fits it perfectly. And this looks great as a combination of coming together with it. And yeah, so we're going to show you some really cool emulation that I've done with it, and we'll go from there, especially with the GUI. Alright, first of all, this is like a real powerhouse machine. This is new technology, brand new. Ryzen 7, 16 gigs of RAM, and an NVMe super ultra fast hard drive. And this is a 500 gig build, but it gives us over 600 Dreamcast games. So in here, I really liked how I set up the GUI interface. There's a mixed match of USA games and Japanese games, but the USA games I put the snaps in, or the video. So you got all these different things, and I'm working on still adding more. This like disc 1, disc 2, and there's just a whole bunch of wonderful games you've played. But what I wanted to do is go ahead and sort of make it like a Sega built system. So number one is I put the Model 3 games in here. So you got your arcade versions. And then you got Sega Saturn. I put just like, I think 20 games in here, but some of the good games. Shining Wisdom, Tetris, Thunder Force. Can't go wrong with that game. So amazing. And the GUI interface has really cool. You can see Panzer Dragoon going by in the background, and then it comes in and you got the full-size Panzer Dragoon. There's a guy called Mini Cake. I'd have to double check what it is again. I'll put it underneath in my description. But that guy's website where his YouTube channel. There's 28 games in here. So, and then the big one is here. This is the Sega Genesis, but it's the complete collection. There is 2,100 games in this folder that has every game ever created on a cartridge version for the Genesis or the Mega Drive, and every version of any game, whether it was there was a CES version that was a beta version of some games. If it was a cartridge at one point for any reason, it's in this pile. Every version, if it's USA or Japanese or a different language pack. There's a game that was only released in Taiwan. All those are in here. Just thousands and thousands and thousands. A bunch of sports versions of the same game, which would be various versions. And stuff like that. So the cool thing is that the Japanese version of Cool Spot actually has the Japanese cover, and then you got your USA cover. This is the USA one, and this is probably that's the beta. So I can go in and continue to edit these, and put up here space beta like that, and then hit and save it. Now up here at the top it'll say the beta version. I can put Japanese. That's going to be self-warm, but so on the Genesis, then we got your favorites, your all games, but I also wanted to go ahead and add the Naomi 2s, which is super popular to show off. show off some Virtua Fighters 4, which works amazing, and then a couple other. There's the Virtua Strikers 3 soccer game, volleyball. That's that it's drag racing. There's the surfing game, and there's not a whole lot of games in there, 14. And then here you got 62 games in this section, which has got some really cool. There's a fighting game, Marvel vs. Capcom arcade version. This is a fighting game, puzzle game. So there's some really cool stuff in here. Yeah, so this is a 500 gig. I haven't quite finished it. I'm going through right now, and let's say we go to, I hit the select button, go down here, go to F's. Oops, that's, well, anyway, if I look for Fighting Force, there's Fighting Force, right? So right now, as you see, it doesn't have the snap, so I'm going in, I'm saying edit, add the video, and I've copied all the videos over, and so I have to scroll down to Fighting Force, and I'm going to finish up. There's, you know, a lot to finish up, but yeah, I don't mind. That's one of the cool. So here's Fighting Force 2. And you can look here, Fighting Force 2, and then Fighting Force 2's MP4. Hit back, hit yes, and now up here you'll have the video. So I'm just going to continue going through. You know, I think let's see what it says. I have 253 more videos to go through, but not that big a deal. The other rest of the games will be like Japanese ones. There's like 300 and 300, and the 300 Japanese ones don't have videos for them. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what you think. Think it's cool. I assure you. I originally did a Windows 11 build with emulation station and having all that stuff, but like, it's just not the same. Like this, you get your pretty GUI interface, and there's not a lot to like break. You don't have to be in Windows. You don't really have to have a keyboard and mouse. You got your menu system you can get through for the most part right inside the, you know, with the controller. I'm downloading bezels, which I have the Dreamcast and Saturn both have all their bezels. So when you load them up, you can see them on the edges. We'll pick one real quick here. Let's try Thunder Force and see if it has a bezel load for it. Oh, it's it might. Yeah, there it goes. So you can see it has its own proprietary. Almost all these should have their own. And then I'll show you the Dreamcast does too. Everything runs like a top there. Everything's wonderful. It's real great. Hit the start button here. Well, there we go. Alright, so I'll show you some. If you guys haven't seen Thunder Force 5, I'm just going to skip through any of the options here. I like how it starts out with like a grid at first, and then it like colors and everything. I don't know. Oh, wait, maybe. There we go. That's not what I thought of. So yeah, there's your stop a game there and pause it. I'm gonna hit start select and exit out, and then go over here real quick to Dreamcast game. Let's see if Marvel vs. Capcom has. There it is. Let's see if it has its own bezel, which I'm pretty sure it does. But it'd be cool if I can just pick one out of the bunch here. Yeah. You got your Marvel on the right and your Street Fighter. I don't know. Wolverine's on the left too. So. But the bezels are really well done from the bezel project through Batocera. It looks like the TV in, you know, the little screen, and then, so yeah. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Let's try Dr. Doom. Oh. Forgot my button combination. Alright, so you can see that. Changing button configs, all that fun stuff. So yeah, if I need to get more of them, I'll figure out what other things are available to download and put on here. But this is the build so far, and I really liked it. I think it's exactly what a Sega person would like to, a Sega lover. This would be a great system for sure. And you can add whatever you want. It'll play all the way to PlayStation 3, and PS2, PS3 perfectly. Just about any system really that's emulated at this point. Thanks.